Good morning, dear students. So, today we are going to discuss on the chapter Reproduction in Organisms Part 2. So, in the previous lecturer video, we have already studied about the reproduction in organisms Part 1. Okay, in that chapter, we have already covered up to asexual reproduction and the types of asexual reproduction. So, let us start today with the next type, that is the sexual reproduction. So, in the sexual reproduction, in the reproduction, the types of the reproductions are two types. As we already know that asexual reproduction, another one is the sexual reproduction. So, in the asexual reproduction, what all things we have studied? So, the first one is the definition of asexual reproduction and the definition of reproduction also, and types of sexual reproduction, what is the lifespan, and with the particular examples. So many things we have studied in the asexual reproduction. So in today's session, now we'll discuss about the sexual reproduction. So now what is the sexual reproduction? So let us know first the definition of the sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction involves the formation of male and female gametes, either by the same individual or by the different individuals of the opposite sex. So, and these gametes fuse to form a zygote which develops to form a new organisms. So, here we'll see that the egg and the sperm. So, here the egg is nothing but the female gamete. Here, what definition says here? The formation of male and female gametes. Here, the male gamete is a sperm, female gamete is a egg. In the given picture, you can see that the egg is known as a female gamete and the sperm is known as a male gamete. So, after these two gametes fusing, there is a formation of the zygote. After fusing of these two gametes, it undergoes the fertilization process. So after the fertilization process, what it forms? It going to form a zygote, and that zygote is going to develop into a embryo. So from zygote to embryo development, there are so many stages which is going to cross. Okay. So and this is known as a sexual reproduction. The main thing is that these gametes are fused to form a zygote. Which all those two gametes? One is the male gamete, another one is the female gamete. Male gamete is known as a sperm, female gamete is known as a egg. Okay, is it clear the definition? Okay, here the new individuals in the sexual reproduction, what happens? New individuals are not identical, first thing, and to the parents. If you compare with the parents, those individuals, new individuals, those are not exactly same as the parents, or any similarities will be observed. In the very rare cases, we'll see some identical. Okay, and variations are also occurs. Okay, it may be in the characters, or it may be in the body structure, hair color, hair structure, hair texture, or eyes color. Like this, some variations will be occurs, and this method is relatively very slower mode as compared to the asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is a very slower mode of the reproduction. And but if you see in the asexual reproduction, so in the previous video you have already studied about the asexual reproduction. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್, ಆ ಅಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಗೂ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಗೂ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಲೋವರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮೋಡ್. ಓಕೆ, and why? Because for example, in the asexual reproduction, what all the types of the asexual reproduction you have observed? That is the budding, fragmentation, regeneration, etc. Okay, so in that also some few examples like amoeba, euglena, and planaria, hydra. So such examples are there which are observed in the asexual reproduction, which are having very fast process in the reproduction. Okay, but as compared to the sexual reproduction is very slower in the mode. Is it clear? But the next one, and Why sexual reproduction is need and what are the advantages in the sexual reproduction. So why the sexual reproduction is needed and what all the advantages we are seeing in the sexual reproduction only. So here we have to understand these few points, what all the advantages are present in this. Okay, so in the asexual reproduction what happens, daughters are exactly looks like its parents, right? So there is no any variation, there is no any changes are observed because parent and the daughter both the uh, copies are same, looks exact to one another, but compared to the its parents, the daughters are daughter copies are same exactly like its parents. So there is no any variation or the changes will be observed, but variation is very very important for a survival of the species. Okay, variation is a very important because variations is nothing but the changes. If the changes is there, then according to its environment the adaptation is also taking place. Got that? So the variation is very important, but this variation is observed in the sexual reproduction. But as compared to the sexual reproduction, there is no any much variations we are observing, but the variation is very important. And each individual in this species have its own uniqueness. Okay, in this what happens, each of the individual species, one single individual species ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದರದೇ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಯುನಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದೆ and it has its own identity. Got that? So these all are the advantages and these are enable organisms to survive under unfavorable condition also. Okay, so these all are the advantages uh, of the sexual reproduction. So this is about the sexual reproduction. So this is about the sexual reproduction, how it occurs, and what is the definition of sexual reproduction, and what all the advantages of the sexual reproduction. Okay, now let us go the important concept of this chapter, phases of life. Now, when can organism sexually reproduce? The question is here, when? Now, when can organism is sexually reproduce? So here there are the three phases in the life of each organism. If you take any organism, there are the three phases, 3 to 4 phases will takes place. So in the lifespan of an organism usually includes 4 phases. One is known as a juvenile phase, another one is a reproductive phase, and reproductive phase is also known as a maturity phase, and the next one is the aging and senescent phase. Okay, and the last one is the death. Here the first one is the juvenile phase. Juvenile phase is also known as a vegetative phase. But when we are using this juvenile phase and when we are using this vegetative phase, both are similar only. But the juvenile phase is used in the animals and the vegetative phase is used for the plants. Okay. So juvenile phase is the first phase. Okay. Juvenile phase is the first phase and it is a pre-reproductive phase in its life cycle of an individual. It is the initial stage. It is a pre-reproductive phase. Not completely reproducing. It is not completely developed into a reproductive form, reproducing form. It is a pre-reproductive. It is a initial. It is a growth phase in life cycle of the individual. Okay, and it is a period of growth between the birth of an individual up to the reproductive maturity. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಆಯ್ತಂತಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ದು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ದು ಬರ್ತ್ ಆಯ್ತಂದರೆ ಆ ಬರ್ತಿಂದ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಚುರಿಟಿ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ, ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚುರಿಟಿ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಏನು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಿಡಲ್ ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅದೇ ಜುವನೈಲ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಜುವನೈಲ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನೋನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ವೆಜಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದು ವೆಜಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಈ ವರ್ಡನ್ನು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, we are using in the plants. And the next is the reproductive phase. So in the reproductive phase what happens? The name says the organisms are capable to reproduce. Reproductive phase is nothing but the organisms having capable to reproduce. So it comes after the juvenile phase. Juvenile phase alli enagutte complete growth agutte, and after that it enters to the reproductive phase. Reproductive phase alli enagutte, it is having capable to reproduce. Okay, so it comes after the juvenile phase. Reproductive phase ಅನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಚುರಿಟಿ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Okay, and it is capable of reproducing bisexually. Okay, so in angiosperms, for example in the plants angiosperms, the end of vegetative phase completes as soon as they starts to flowering. When the plant starts to flowering is nothing but it is completely came into the reproductive phase anta helbodu. Okay, and in the plants based on the reproductive phase can be observed in the both in the plants as well as in the animals also. Okay, let us know first in the plants. In the plants based of the reproductive phase classified into two types. One is the monocarpic plants, another one is the polycarpic plants. Monocarpic plant, these are the plants which flowers only once in their life. Got that? These are the plants which flowers only once in their life. Initially it is vegetative phase. Okay, later it turns to the reproductive stage. Now we know that it is a reproductive phase, and when that plant starts to flowering or flower starts to appear, there are some certain set of plants, okay, which are flowers only once in their lifetime. So for example wheat, rice, carrot, etc. So these all are the monocarpic plants. Okay, so here in the annual or biannual plants, flowering is once or twice. Okay, annual 1, biannual 2. Okay, like once or twice in the year, and these flowering will be occurs in the once or twice in the year, and these plants vegetative, reproduction and senescent phase is clearly observed in these stages. Okay, now polycarpic plants. What is this? In these plants flowers repeatedly at the intervals. In these plants what happens? Flower will be occurs repeatedly in their intervals. For example apple, orange, mango, etc. Okay, so this is the about the polycarpic plants. In some of the plants flowering occurs several times in the particular season also, and in some plants flowering occurs only once in their lifetime. Just now we studied that the monocarpic type, the flowers, the plants can be only flowering only once in their life ant heli. Okay, so here some important examples are there which are unusual phenomenon of the some flowering plants. For example here two plants are there, the bamboo, another one is the Strobianthus kuntiana. So here the bamboo species flower only once in their lifetime. Okay, so bamboo species ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬಿದಿರಿನ ಗಿಡ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಈ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೀ ಏನಿದೆ it flowers only once in their lifetime and generally after 50 to 100 years. 50ರಿಂದ 100 ವರ್ಷದ ಒಳಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಆಯುಷ್ಯದ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಒಂದೇ ಸಾರಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ಅ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಡೈ. So this is the one type of example. Okay, and next one is the Strobianthus kuntiana. In the given picture you can see that how the bamboo flower looks and what is the bamboo tree here and how it bears all the full of the tree is formed with the flowering. Okay, later it turns to the number of fruits and then it undergoes for the dye. Dye is nothing but it is completely goes for the drying. Okay, the tree will be goes for the drying, death. Okay, next Strobianthus kuntiana is scientific name of the Neelakuranji. Okay, it flowers only once in 12 years. 12 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸಾರಿ ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಬಿಯಂಥಸ್ ಕುಂತಿಯಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ಆರ್ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ ಆರ್ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ ಮಂತಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು 12 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸಾರಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ಲವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಅಟ್ ದ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ನೀಲಕುರಂಜಿ ಫ್ಲವರ್, it is a single flower here, and you can see the huge which is completely covered the hill. Okay, and this type of the flowers can be observed in the like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, like area, hill areas. Okay, only at the month of September and October. Okay, every 12 years, every once in a 12 years. Okay, so these all are the type of examples. And now let us go with the reproductive phase. These all are the examples about the reproductive phase which forms in the plants. Now we'll go in the animals, how it is classified. Okay, so in the animals also there are classified into two types. One is the seasonal breeders, another one is the continuous breeders. Seasonal breeders, what happens here, they are reproduced at particular period of the year, such as a frog, lizards, most birds, deer, etc. Okay, they produce at the particular time of the year, and they cannot produce throughout the year. Okay, ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫೇವರಬಲ್ ಸೀಸನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಫೇವರಬಲ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದೀಸ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರಿಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಥ್ರೂ ಔಟ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ ಏನಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಲೀಸರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಸ್. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಸ್ ರೈನಿ ಸೀಸನ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಫ್ರಾಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಟ್ ದ ಸೀಸನಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೈನಿ ಸೀಸನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬ್ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಸೀಸನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯಸ್ ಬ್ರೀಡರ್ಸ್. Continuous breeders, the name itself says these reproduces throughout their sexual maturity. Okay, these animals continue to breed throughout their sexual maturity. Examples are honeybees, poultry, queen, and rabbit, mice, cattle, etc. So these all are the examples for the continuous breeders. Okay, so these are the two types in the animals at the reproductive phase, how it takes place. Okay, and next one we'll study about the senescent, okay, phase. The first one we have discussed about the juvenile phase or the vegetative phase. The second one is the reproductive phase or maturity phase. Third one is the senescent phase. Okay, so in the senescent phase, what happens in this phase? In the senescent phase here, the end of reproductive phase is called a senescent phase or old age. After this individual dies up. Okay, so senescent phase or the senescence phase is known as it's aging starts at this stage. So it is the end of reproductive phase. Okay, senescent phase is a complete aging. So it is the end of reproductive phase. So once the organism enters to this phase, what happened? Aging occurs. Okay, that it tends to become an older, and then it is the last phase of its lifespan. Okay, and the entire life cycle of this any of the organism, it may be plant or animals, so the senescent phase is taking place. Okay, so here also we'll see some. If we see in the plants, okay, how the senescent phase takes place, and these have a different structures of the structure and the shape of the leaves, and the later the leaf will become yellowish color, and then they will fall from the plants, and slowly plant will becomes to the dry condition. Okay, it will starts to become a aging. Okay, then the color of feathers of the birds. Okay, so these all are the some few examples which comes. Okay, and now how this senescent phase is going to take in a cyclical process. We are telling here the lifespan. Okay, cyclical process it takes. First the organism is taking birth, then that organism from birth to the growth stage, we are calling it as a juvenile phase. This is the one, okay, one duration. birth to growth. In between that duration is a juvenile phase, because the growth is taking place slowly, not completely uh, grown up. Okay, next one, from growth to maturity, that is reproductive phase. Growth to maturity, which becomes after the growth, it is capable to reproduce, so that is the reproductive phase. And then after the maturity to the death, here what happens, the senescent phase, which leads to the death. Okay, maturity to the death, it is a senescent phase, aging phase, and leads to the death. Okay, so then again, before going to the death, it gives birth for another individual. Okay, and then that individual taking place into the new, again new development, new generation. Okay, growing into the new generation. Again it will, after taking the birth, again it will go for the growth, and then maturity, and then death. Like this, all these three phases of the lifespan is going on, like juvenile phase, reproductive phase, then it goes for the senescent phase, and then death. Like this the process will be goes on. Okay, hope so you have understood these all the phases of the life. Okay, the next one, let us discuss now about the cyclical changes during the reproduction. Okay, in the reproduction, we are observed that the reproductive phase in the plants and the animals, how the changes are occurs. And now in this reproduction, some changes are observed, maturity is observed. Now when we are studying about the cyclical changes during the reproduction, we have to see that what all those changes were observed in the reproductive phase. The cyclical changes, especially it is occurs in the females, and some following changes takes place in the mammals, in the female. Cyclical changes occurs in the ovaries, and also hormonal changes are taking place in this. Because of these hormonal changes only, the complete body system, the reproductive system is going to function. Okay, and here we'll see that the two types of the cyclical changes, one is the estrous cycle, another one is the menstrual cycle. So here, what is this estrous cycle? Estrous cycle is nothing but cyclical change in the female of the non-primate. Okay, here the non-primates are cow, sheep, dog, tiger. In this, the cyclical change is observed in the female, and these are in the non-primates during the reproductive phase. Okay, and what all the changes we are seeing here? The blood is into flow in the cycle, but the endometrium wall, whatever it is, the endometrium wall is getting broken. So that broken endometrium is reabsorbed again. Okay, it will not flow out, it will just reabsorbed again. And also female permits copulation only during the estrus period. In this, the female will permits copulation only during the estrus period. So this type of changes we are seeing in the estrus cycle. And the next one is the menstrual cycle. In the menstrual cycle, these are the cyclical changes. Menstrual cycle is a cyclical changes in the females of the primates. Primates are here monkey, apes, and human beings. Okay, so during the reproductive phase. And what all the changes we are seeing here again? In the menstrual cycle, the blood flows in the last few days of the cycle. So here what happens? The blood is getting flow at the last few days of its cyclical period, and next when it will get broken, when the blood is getting flow at the last few weeks of this cycle, the broken endometrium is passed out during the menstruation. Here the endometrium is getting broken, and then it is going to pass out during the menstruation of that last 5 days of this cycle. Okay, and here the sex urges is not increased during the menstruation, and female does not permit any copulation during the menstrual cycle. So these all are the differences from the estrus and the menstrual cycle. Okay, so once again I will explain this one. Estrus cycle, what happens? This is the cyclical changes in the female of non-primates during the reproductive phase. Okay, example are cow, dog, sheep, etc. And what happens here? Blood does into flow in the cycle, but the endometrium wall, broken endometrium wall, is again reabsorbed. Okay, and the female permits copulation only during the estrous cycle, and sex urges increases during the estrous cycle. Okay, this is about the estrous cycle. What happens in the menstrual cycle? Here also cyclical changes in the female of the primates during the reproductive phase, monkey, apes, human, and blood flows in the last few days of the cycle. Here the blood will flows of the last few weeks of the cycle, but in the estrus what happens? Blood does into flow in this cycle. Okay, and the endometrium is again it is going to reabsorb in the estrus. But in the menstrual what happens? Blood flows into the last few days of this cycle, and the broken endometrium wall is passed out during the menstruation, and sex urges is not increased during the menstruation, and female does not permit any copulation during the menstrual cycle. So these all are the important points of the menstrual cycle and estrous cycle. Okay, so now you have heard that primates and non-primates here word. Okay, primates in the menstrual cycle, primates are the human beings, monkeys, apes. Okay, non-primates like a cow, sheep, dog. Now what is this primates and non-primates? Primates are refers to an order of mammals with a large brain, okay, usage of hands, limbs, lemur, etc. Ideally all primates are very intelligent and possesses some forward eyes with a stereoscopic like vision, and also female have a menstrual cycle, and these are the continuous breeders also, and possesses some clavicles. Okay, so examples are human, ape, monkeys, lemur, and chimpanzees. These all are the examples of the primates. Okay, non-primates. The non-primates are refers to as any animals that is not are primates, like possesses with a small brain, like birds, reptiles, amphibians, cow, sheep, dog, tiger, etc. And some of non-primates will be intelligent. You can't tell that these are not intelligent. These are intelligent in some of the primates. In some of the non-primates. Okay. And limbs are present for locomotion. Females have a estrous cycle also, and these are the seasonal breeders. So this is the difference between the primates and the non-primates. Okay, so this is all about the today's session. Hope so you people have understood this concept. Thank you.